Welcome back to Healthy Living Simplified, the podcast where we explore the timeless wisdom of everyday foods and the science that proves why our elders were often right. Today's story is personal. It's about a food that's in almost every kitchen, humble, simple, and often overlooked. But in my family, it wasn't just food, it was medicine. And the secret came from my grandmother. Every family has its little secrets, a recipe, a ritual, a tradition passed from one generation to the next. In my family, that secret wasn't an expensive herb, or rare fruit, or a complicated supplement. It was something simple, something you can find in every kitchen, the onion. My grandmother used onions in everything. They went into salads, curries, soups, chutneys, and even into home remedies when someone had a cold or cough. As a child, I used to wonder why she insisted so much on this humble, tear-inducing vegetable. To me, it was just another ingredient. But to her, it was medicine, protection, and life itself. She would say in her calm, wise voice, "Beta, an onion a day keeps away more than just hunger, it keeps away weakness, sickness, and sorrow." Years later, I discovered that science had caught up with her wisdom. Onions contain quercetin, sulfur compounds, vitamin C, antioxidants, and prebiotic fibers. Together, these compounds protect the heart, strengthen immunity, stabilize blood sugar, clear the skin, and even reduce the risk of cancer. In this podcast, I'll tell you my grandmother's story, how eating onions every day kept her strong and healthy, and at the same time, explain the modern science behind her daily ritual. 1. Immunity and fighting infections. My grandmother rarely fell sick. While others in the neighborhood caught colds every winter, she kept working, cooking, and even helping others recover with her home remedies. Her secret weapon was onion. She believed onions had the power to burn away infection. Whenever I had a sore throat, she would slice a red onion, drizzle honey on it, and make me chew it slowly. It tasted sharp, but it worked, the irritation eased, and I always felt better within hours. At that time, I thought it was just grandma's magic. But now I know it was the antibacterial and antiviral compounds in onions doing their job. Onions are rich in vitamin C, which boosts white blood cell function, the soldiers of our immune system. They also contain quercetin, a flavonoid that has strong antiviral activity. Research shows quercetin can inhibit viruses like influenza and even certain coronaviruses in lab studies. Additionally, sulfur compounds in onions, like allicin, fight bacteria and prevent infections from spreading. In Ayurveda, onion is used as a natural antibiotic for respiratory issues. In folk remedies across Europe, people place sliced onions in rooms to purify the air during flu seasons, an old custom that, while symbolic, reflects their antibacterial reputation. Add raw onion to your salads, eat it with lemon and salt, or use onion honey syrup for coughs. These simple habits provide daily immune support. Grandma's wisdom: eat onion raw with your meal, it keeps fevers, colds, and sickness away. Benefit 2. Heart health and circulation. At 75, my grandma's heart was still strong. She could walk long distances, carry heavy baskets of vegetables, and climb stairs without shortness of breath. She credited this to her onion habit. Onion thins the blood, she would say, it keeps the heart cool and young. Onions improve cardiovascular health in several ways. Quercetin lowers blood pressure by relaxing blood vessels. Sulfur compounds act as natural blood thinners, preventing dangerous clots. Onions also lower LDL, bad cholesterol, and raise HDL, good cholesterol. A clinical study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that onion-derived quercetin supplementation significantly reduced systolic blood pressure in hypertensive patients. Another study found that people who consumed onions regularly had lower cholesterol levels and improved circulation compared to those who didn't. Every lunch and dinner, she ate raw onion slices with cucumber and tomato. She believed onions helped digest fatty foods like curries and fried snacks, and now we know she was right. Onions contain compounds that prevent fat oxidation and reduce cholesterol buildup in arteries. Eating onions regularly, whether raw in salads or cooked in dishes, supports circulation, lowers the risk of heart attacks, and keeps the arteries flexible. If your heart is strong, your whole body is strong. Onion keeps the heart clean. Benefit 3. Blood sugar control. My grandma's energy was steady. She didn't have sudden hunger pangs or sugar crashes like others. Even in her later years, her blood sugar levels were remarkably stable. Onion balances the sugar in your blood, she would say. Onions contain sulfur compounds and trace minerals like chromium, which improve insulin sensitivity. They help the body absorb glucose more effectively, preventing sudden spikes or drops. A clinical trial found that consuming onion extract significantly reduced fasting blood sugar in diabetic patients. Another study showed that quercetin improved pancreatic function, helping insulin do its job better. She always paired onions with lentils, beans, or bread. This was clever, because onions slowed down carbohydrate absorption, leading to steady blood sugar release. She also ate onions with lemon, which enhanced chromium absorption. If you have prediabetes or diabetes, adding onion to meals may help balance blood sugar naturally. Replace sugary snacks with onion salads or onion-based soups. Sweetness is dangerous, but onion keeps it under control. Benefit 4. Blood sugar balance. My grandmother's energy amazed me. She never had the sudden tiredness after meals that others in the family complained about. She could eat a full plate of rice and curry, then still sit with us, talk, and even walk in the garden without feeling sluggish. Her secret? She always included onions with her meals, raw slices, chutneys, or slow-cooked into the curry base. Science now tells us why. Onions are rich in sulfur compounds and trace minerals like chromium, both of which improve insulin sensitivity. This means the body uses insulin more efficiently, allowing sugar from the blood to enter cells for energy instead of spiking blood glucose levels. A clinical study published in the Environmental Health Insights journal found that onion extract significantly reduced fasting blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes. Another trial showed that quercetin, the antioxidant in onions, improved pancreatic beta cell activity, the very cells responsible for insulin production. My grandma's food habits reflected this wisdom. She never ate carbohydrates like bread or rice alone. She paired them with onions, lentils, or vegetables. This slowed down digestion and prevented sudden sugar spikes. She used to say, "Onion cools the fire of sugar," and she was right. Add onions to meals rich in carbohydrates. Eating a salad with onions and lemon before rice, bread, or pasta can help regulate blood sugar. Benefit 5. Skin glow and hair health. People often marveled at my grandmother's skin. Even into her 70s, her face glowed with a natural radiance, and her hair, though silver, remained thick and strong. Whenever someone asked her secret, she laughed and said, "It's nothing fancy, just onion." Onions are packed with antioxidants, especially vitamin C and flavonoids, which protect skin cells from free radicals that cause aging, wrinkles, and dullness. Vitamin C is also essential for collagen production, the protein that keeps skin firm and youthful. By eating onions daily, Grandma was essentially nourishing her skin from the inside out. Her hair too benefited. Onions are rich in sulfur, which improves blood flow to hair follicles and strengthens keratin, the protein that makes up hair. In fact, one of her home remedies for hair loss was applying onion juice directly to the scalp. At the time, it smelled terrible, but now dermatology studies confirm that onion juice can stimulate hair regrowth in people with alopecia. She also had tricks for glowing skin. Whenever she made fresh salads with onions, tomatoes, and lemon, she said it wasn't just food, it was her natural skincare. Hydration from vegetables plus the antioxidants from onions kept her skin nourished, even without creams or serums. For glowing skin, eat raw onions with lemon daily. For hair, mix onion juice with a little coconut oil and apply it to the scalp once a week. Science backs both these age-old remedies. Benefit 6. Strong bones and anti-inflammatory power. Even though she worked hard all her life, farming, cooking, and caring for the family, my grandmother never complained of weak bones or stiff joints. While other elderly neighbors needed walking sticks, she moved steadily on her own 2 feet well into her 80s. She credited onions for keeping her bones strong and her joints flexible. Modern research supports this. Onions contain compounds that help prevent bone loss by reducing oxidative stress and inflammation. In particular, studies show that women who consume onions regularly have higher bone density and lower risk of osteoporosis. A study published in Menopause Journal found that older women who ate onions daily had 20% greater bone density compared to those who rarely ate them. Onions also have strong anti-inflammatory properties. Chronic inflammation is behind joint pain, arthritis, and muscle stiffness. Quercetin in onions has been shown to reduce markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, which is linked to inflammation. This may explain why Grandma, despite years of physical labor, never struggled with arthritis the way others did. She often prepared onion-rich soups and broths whenever someone in the family had joint pain or fatigue. She would simmer onions slowly with ginger, garlic, and spices, calling it the bone-strengthening soup. Not only did it taste delicious, it also reduced pain and gave energy. To protect bones, include onions in stews and soups. For joint health, pair onions with anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric and ginger. This creates a powerful healing combination. Benefit 7. Cancer prevention and longevity. One of the most remarkable things about my grandmother was her longevity. She lived well into her 90s, not only surviving but thriving with sharp memory, good mobility, and almost no major diseases. People in our community often said, "She has the strength of 2 people," and she always gave the credit to her onions. Now, science helps us understand why. Onions belong to the allium family, along with garlic, leeks, and shallots. They are rich in sulfur compounds and antioxidants that protect DNA from damage, inhibit tumor growth, and support the body's detoxification systems. Studies show that eating onions and garlic regularly is associated with a lower risk of stomach, colon, and esophageal cancers. A large meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that high onion and garlic consumption significantly reduced cancer risk. The compounds in onions not only neutralize free radicals but also trigger apoptosis, the natural process where damaged or potentially cancerous cells self-destruct. My grandmother didn't know these big scientific terms, but she understood life in her own way. She said, "Onion cleans the blood, it keeps sickness away." For her, it was about daily balance, cleansing the body with every meal. That simple practice may have been one of the reasons she lived such a long, disease-free life. Make onions a staple raw in salads, cooked in soups and curries, or even roasted. Eating at least 1 onion daily may support long-term protection against serious diseases. Before we end, let me share with you my grandmother's secret onion remedies. These were the simple tricks she used every day, and today, I'm passing them on to you. Number 1. Onion plus honey syrup for cough and immunity. Whenever winter arrived, our family knew someone would catch a cough or sore throat. Instead of rushing to the pharmacy, my grandmother had her own solution, her onion and honey syrup. She would slice a red onion thinly, layer it with raw honey in a small jar, and let it sit overnight. By morning, the honey had drawn out the onion's juices, creating a golden, slightly pungent syrup. She gave us a spoonful of this every few hours, and somehow, our throats felt soothed, and the cough calmed down. What seemed like magic to me as a child actually has scientific backing. Onions are rich in sulfur compounds and quercetin, which have antibacterial and antiviral properties. Honey, on the other hand, is not just a sweetener but also a natural antimicrobial. Together, they form a simple but powerful remedy that fights infections while also soothing inflammation in the throat. Studies published in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine confirm that honey can be as effective as over-the-counter cough syrups for children. Combined with onion, the effect is even stronger. This remedy doesn't just suppress symptoms, it actually helps your immune system fight off the infection more efficiently. How to make? To make this at home, slice 1 red onion, cover with 3 to 4 tablespoons of raw honey, and let it sit overnight. Take 1 spoonful 2 to 3 times daily during coughs or sore throats. Number 2. Raw onion salad, for heart and blood sugar. Every afternoon, when we sat down for lunch, my grandmother insisted that a plate of raw onion salad be placed on the table. It was simple, just sliced red or white onions with lemon juice, salt, and sometimes cucumber or tomato. She would say, "This keeps the blood clean and the heart strong." At the time, I didn't fully appreciate it, but now I understand how powerful that habit was. Raw onions are loaded with quercetin, a natural antioxidant that lowers blood pressure and reduces the risk of heart disease. They also help regulate blood sugar, thanks to compounds like sulfur and chromium that improve insulin sensitivity. For someone like my grandmother, who ate this salad daily, the benefits added up: strong circulation, steady energy, and a healthy heart. Modern studies confirm her wisdom. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that quercetin supplementation lowers both systolic and diastolic blood pressure. Other studies have shown that onion consumption lowers LDL cholesterol, bad cholesterol, while raising HDL cholesterol, good cholesterol, creating a protective effect against heart disease. How to make? Add raw onion to your daily diet. A simple salad with lemon and salt before meals not only improves digestion but also protects your heart and stabilizes your blood sugar. Number 3. Onion hair and scalp oil, for hair growth. One of my fondest memories of my grandmother was her weekly hair ritual. She would prepare a mix of freshly extracted onion juice with a little coconut oil and massage it into her scalp. The smell was strong, and honestly, as a child, I used to wrinkle my nose whenever she did it. But I couldn't argue with the results. Her hair stayed thick, shiny, and healthy well into her old age, while many of her peers struggled with thinning or balding. Science again supports this ancient wisdom. Onions are rich in sulfur, which boosts collagen production and strengthens keratin, the main protein that makes up hair. More importantly, sulfur improves blood circulation to hair follicles, stimulating growth and reducing hair fall. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Dermatology found that applying onion juice to the scalp twice a week led to significant hair regrowth in patients with alopecia. This remedy wasn't just about beauty. For my grandmother, hair was a sign of vitality and health. She believed that taking care of your scalp with natural ingredients like onion was better than relying on chemical treatments. And looking at her lifelong thick hair, she may have been right. How to make? To try this, blend or grate onions, strain the juice, and mix with equal parts coconut oil. Apply to your scalp, leave for 30 minutes, then wash with a mild shampoo. Doing this once a week can improve scalp health and encourage hair growth. Looking back, I realized my grandmother was right all along. She didn't need complicated supplements, fancy diets, or expensive treatments. She had onions, cheap, accessible, and packed with hidden healing power. Through her daily onion habit, she unknowingly applied the best of modern nutritional science. She boosted her immunity with vitamin C and quercetin. She kept her heart strong by lowering cholesterol and improving circulation. She balanced her blood sugar naturally, long before diabetes became a global epidemic. She nurtured glowing skin and thick hair with antioxidants and sulfur. She maintained bone strength and fought inflammation with onion soups and broths. She lived a long, sharp, disease-resistant life, protected by the cancer-fighting compounds in onions. Her life was a living example of how food can be medicine. And perhaps the most important lesson she left us with was this: healing doesn't always come from rare or expensive things, sometimes it's hidden in the humble vegetables we overlook. Of course, onions aren't a magic bullet. Eating them daily is powerful, but lifestyle, balance, and moderation matter too. And some people need to be careful. If you're on blood thinners, have IBS, or are sensitive to raw onions, too much can cause discomfort. But for most people, they're safe and incredibly beneficial. So, the next time you slice an onion and tears roll down your cheeks, remember my grandmother's wisdom: these are not just tears, they are tears of healing. Thank you for joining me on this journey through my grandma's story. If you found this podcast inspiring, share it with someone you love. Because sometimes, the best health secrets are the ones our elders have been telling us all along.